welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. But if you could, go ahead and hit subscribe on your way out because it'll make me so much happy. It'll make me happy if you do. Today, we are going to be getting into the nitty gritty of curl type. If you're on the internet and you follow natural hair stuff, or you may just run across some natural hair stuff all the time, you probably see people talking about their curl type. And you're probably confused because when I first went natural, I was confused. I didn't know that much about it, you just see a number and a letter, you see somebody talking about some 3B, C, D, E, F, G, and you like, hold on now. You ain't tell me my hair had a code to it. Today, I'm just going to be trying to explain curl type to you in the most simplest form to the best of my ability, okay? And I'm not a professional or anything, so if I get some things wrong, it might not be right on the dot. Don't come for me because this is just stuff that I've learned. I've done my own research on. Just keep that in mind. I'm not a professional. I've never claimed to be a professional. I am self-taught. This is what I've known from doing my own research, going natural, and just being natural and learning my hair and about curl types and stuff. I'm not trying to babble too much. I'm babbling. Let me stop babbling. So anyways, a little bit of Black history for you guys since it is February and I didn't really know this. So just a little quick fun facts, if you will, about the curl typing system that we use today. It was first originally created in the 90s by celebrity hairstylist Andre Walker. He originally made it to market his own hair care product line, and it was like a graph of all the different hair types and which products will be best used for each hair type. He did something with that because obviously we still use it today. I mean, some of it has been tweaked, it has been things added to it, but he made the base model. More fun facts about Andre Walker. He was Oprah Winfrey's He was Oprah Winfrey's personal stylist for over 25 years, and he is the one that created Halle Berry's iconic pixie cut. So when you see that, that's Andre Walker. He did that. So what is curl type? Let me try to break it down to you as simple as I can. So when you see a curl type, there's two main components of it. You will see a number, and then you will see a letter. The number is the texture of the hair. There's 4 textures. 1 is straight, 2 is wavy, 3 is curly, and 4 is kinky or coily. Now the letters in the curl type are usually determined by the shape and diameter of your hair, and usually in the type group they're in, A is usually the loosest pattern, B is usually a medium, C will be the tightest pattern in the group, if that makes sense. And let me just give a disclaimer. You may not just fit perfectly into one type. A lot of people have multiple curl types in their hair. That's perfectly fine. Like, you can have curly hair and you can have kinky hair. You can have wavy hair with some curls too. Everybody's hair is different, Nobody's hair is the same. And just because a graph is telling you that these are the types, you may be somewhere in between of those. This is not like this is not like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but this is just a guide, This is not what it has to be. This is just a general thing, okay? I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness. But some types are harder to identify than others. So don't get discouraged if you're having a hard time picking between one or the other. It might be a combination of the two. Just don't get too hung up on trying to fit yourself in one box because that might not be the case. I'm going to go into detail about each type in just a second. But first, we're going to talk about why this is even important. Because you might be thinking like, why do I need to know this? Like, there's no point. First of all, it's very important to understand your hair. It's the first step of knowing how to take care of your hair and manage it better. Knowing your curl type will help you know which products to pick out, which methods of styling is best for you. When you get to know your hair, you will learn how to take care of it, and your hair is going to flourish. You're going to have beautiful hair because you're like, oh, I know what works for my hair and what not, what doesn't. Like, just knowing your hair type, that's just the beginning. I'm not saying once you know your hair type that you're going to be a guru of doing your hair and you're going to know what products work the best for you right off the bat. It takes trial and error. Okay, let me tell you, I didn't even know how to do a good wash and go till I was 3 years into my natural hair journey. 3 years, or almost right before I hit the 3-year mark, I finally learned what products work best for me to do a wash and go. Before that, it all frizzed up my hair. My hair never held a curl with the products I was using. To know your hair, you're going to need to know your hair type, your hair porosity, your hair density, all these things you got to learn about yourself. And if you want videos on porosity and density, I can do those too, because those are important to know what products will work for you best and how to take care of your hair as well. But before I get into that, because I can go rambling about all these different things because they're very important to me now, because I know my hair so well now. Now I think I know my hair better than I know me as a person. I still don't know myself that good. But my hair, I know my hair. Me and her like this, we best friends. Now let's get into the hair types. Miss Type 1, we not getting into you today. Sorry about it. We talking about curl types. No shade to my straight hair sisters, but y'all don't have curls. So, I'm pretty sure somewhere on the internet there's a video for girls with straight hair and learning about your hair, but today we're talking about curl type. Type 2 hair. Type 2 is my wavy, my wavy girls. And if y'all have TikTok, y'all know people really be gatekeeping curly hair. Anybody that does not have curls, if you have a wave and you're on here talking about doing your curly girl routine, they will tear you to shambles. Like, I don't know what's up with these folks on TikTok. Like, they're commenting like, that is not curls, those are waves. I got some news for y'all. Waves are a type of curl. Like, I don't get why y'all are so upset that people with waves are trying to show y'all how they do their routines. Like, let people live. Let them have it. Let them have it, okay? Wavy hair is the in-between of straight and curly, basically. If you want to put it simple. And it usually forms into S-shaped hair. 2A hair is usually very fine. The waves are barely there. It's easy to straighten. It's silky, easy to manage. The hair does not frizz or bounce at all, even with layers. People with 2A hair are recommended to use light mousse, gel, or milk products that don't weigh down the hair because the hair is easily weighed down. Type 2B hair sticks to the head and forms S-shaped waves. I told you those S's. This is when we get into the S's. I don't know what they mean when they say the hair doesn't bounce, honestly, but it says that the hair doesn't bounce even when it's layered, but the hair does tend to frizz. Type 2B hair are recommended to use the same type of products as Type 2A, lighter products that don't weigh down the hair because it tends to get weighed down really easily. Type 2C hair is when we get into the thicker, coarser, wavy hair. Type 2C actually can contain some curls too, rather than just waves. Type 2C hair frizzes very easy. If you have this type of hair, it's recommended to use lots of gel. Also, using things like a microfiber towel to scrunch up the hair will result in better results. That sounds funny. You'll get better results when you scrunch your hair up with a microfiber towel. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Now we're going to get into Type 3 hair. So Type 3 is the curls, the actual curls. Those can range from loose loops to tight little corkscrews. Curly hair is very prone to frizz. When you think curly hair, think spirals. So they can be loose loops or they can be tight little corkscrews. Those are what you define as curls. Waves are S's. Curls are spirals. Type 3A curls are usually large, loose curls the size of sidewalk chalk. The chalk that you go draw hopscotch with. You take one of those and put it in the middle of the curl. Those are the big curls of 3A. The loosest of the Type 3 hair. Type 3A hair is usually very shiny and it's still pretty easy to straighten. Type 3A hair is very affected by the climate, so very susceptible to humidity, frizz, and stuff like that. Type 3A hair can use a variety of different products. Like, you can use lighter products, or sometimes you can even go a little heavier. It still gets weighed down some, but not as much as wavy Type 2 hair gets weighed down. It's recommended to use maybe a light cream or milk or smoothie. I've never used a milk or a smoothie on my hair, but that's what type of things they recommend for a Type 3A hair. So I don't know. If you want to put some milk and smoothies in your hair, go ahead. 3A hair can be more loose and, you know, free. 3B hair is when it starts getting more defined. They're usually well-defined, springy, and they can range anywhere from little ringlets, and then it could be tight corkscrews. Type 3B hair is usually the size of a Sharpie marker, so if you take a Sharpie marker, you should be able to stick it in the curl. Once you get to 3B hair, this is when it starts getting a little harder to straighten the hair. Take some work, but it can be done, okay? 3B hair is recommended to use gels and creams. That reduces the frizz the most for this type of hair. This is when you start needing that extra moisture because the hair is getting more coarse and it needs more, starting to get a little dry, and it just needs more moisture. It's also recommended to style the hair when wet. Type 3C hair, let me rep my set real quick. I got type 3C hair. Type 3C hair is described as voluminous, tight curls and corkscrews. Type 3C hair is usually the size of a pencil or a straw. Type 3C hair can be kinky or curly, with lots of strands of hair are densely packed together with 3C hair. As you can see, it's just a lot of hair packed together to make the curls. Type 3C hair takes a little longer to straighten. It can be done. It's gonna take some time. Like, you need to take your time and actually blow dry it first. Because if you just take it flat iron to the curl and try to straighten it out like that, baby, it's not even worth it, because you're just putting heat on your hair and damaging it for no reason. You need to get it straight with a blow dryer first, and then you go at it with a straightener. And it's gonna take some hours, but it's gonna be cute. But let's not put heat on our hair in 2021. Let's just love our natural selves and be the kinky, curly, wavy people we are. Okay, let's embrace it. Y'all ready for that? I'm ready for that. Type 3C hair is recommended to use creams, oil, butters. This type of hair needs more moisture and TLC because it's so fragile. 3C hair is very fragile. Type 4 hair, which is known as the kinky, coily hair. Type 4 hair is also referred to as the afro textured hair. So that is the classic, when you think of an afro, you think of type 4 hair, the beautiful fro-y look is a type 4 hair. Type 4 hair has a naturally spongy or dry texture. It can be very fine or it can be very coarse. Strands in type 4 hair form very tight curls or zigzags. So you know how we was going over the hand movement? So waves are the little S's, curls are the spirals. And then when you think of type 4 hair, the kinky curlies, you're going to think of zigzags. So you know how we say coil? So think of the zigzag. It's like a really, and then you can pull it down and it straightens. And then when it zigzags, it just, I should have got a freaking board and drew y'all some pictures. Too late. I'm not going to do it. But hopefully my hand movements help. If not, I don't know what to tell you. It's so hard to get in your head because I didn't really understand. At first when I was hearing zigzag, I was like, zigzag? What you mean zigzag? But now I know better. Type 4 is very prone to shrinking. It shrinks more than any other hair type. We will get into it once we get into the subsections, but type 4 hair shrinks a lot, and it's because the hair coils so tightly. So type 4A hair, I don't know what it is, but I love looking at type 4A hair. When I think of type 4A hair, I think of Sky Jackson. You know, Sky Jackson, she plays Zuri on Jessie. She has beautiful 4A hair. Anytime I see her rocking it, I'm like, yes, honey. Type 4 hair is dense, tightly coiled S patterns. The hair is usually the size of a crochet needle. Type 4A hair has fewer cuticle layers than any other hair type, giving it less natural protection from damage. Type 4A hair is recommended to use butters, creams, oils. If you like to keep a wash and go look, you might have to do your hair more frequently with 4A hair. It's just more high maintenance. Moisturizing is a must for type 4A hair. Type 4 hair in general, you need to moisturize a lot. Now we're moving on to type 4B hair. Type 4B hair is a less defined pattern, sort of has a cotton-like feel to it. It's another curl pattern that has a bunch of strands densely packed together. The hair bends in sharp angles like a Z. This is when we think of the zigzags. Type 4B hair can shrink up to 75% of the hair's actual length. Think about that. So the length that is going to be shown while your hair is curled is only 25% of the actual length of your hair. Crazy. Type 4B hair is very fragile. You need to take care of it while you're handling. You got to be very gentle when working with this hair. You can't just take a little rat tail comb and comb through it. Girl, please don't. That makes me cringe when I see people trying to take little combs to thick, coarse hair. 4B hair is recommended to detangle with conditioner in your hair using a wide tooth comb or a detangling brush. Thick creams work the best on 4B hair. 4C hair. Oh my goodness. I love me some 4C hair. I don't care what anybody say. 4C hair gets the most hate out of any hair type for no reason. People just be coming for 4C hair unprovoked. It's unprofessional. People saying it looks... I don't know why people always coming for 4C hair, but why my toilet making all this noise? Please shut up. I'm making a video. Anyway, 4C hair is the hair you think about when you think about an afro. When you think I think of Erykah Badu when I think of 4C hair. I love Erykah Badu's hair. I think of Lupita Nyong'o. She always wears her natural hair in very versatile styles that you don't see a lot of people with 4C hair trying to rock. Like, I just wanted to give 4C hair some love because I know people always giving y'all grief. Honey, I will fight for y'all. 4C hair is a curl pattern that rarely ever clumps or shows any definition without styling. A lot of people think that it's identical to 4B hair, but with just very little definition. It's really hard to get definition sometimes with 4C hair, sadly. 4C hair shrinks more than any other hair type. It can shrink over 75%. So more than 75%, your hair can shrink with 4C hair. And I've seen those pictures. I know y'all seen those pictures with somebody with a shrunken 4C hair and then they pull it down and it's to their waist. I know you've seen that. And that blows my mind every time. I'm like, how? It's magic. 4C hair is recommended to use creams, butters, anything that's going to give your hair moisture because this hair is prone to being very dry. It is prone to breakage. It's very fragile. So now that we've gone over all of the different curl patterns or curl types, now we're going to talk about how you can find yours. They say the best way to find your curl pattern is to have your hair soaking wet. You can pluck a piece of hair out of your head and then put it up to a flat white surface so you can look at it. And you're going to take a look at that pattern and try to identify with that. And you can even let it dry down to its natural state to see how it sets and what its pattern looks like. That's pretty much it. Yeah, just get to know your hair. Take a look at it. You know what your hair looks like. Or maybe you don't because maybe you don't know how to style it. But look at your hair while it's soaking wet. And what does it look like? Which one of these types do you identify with the most? I feel like even if you can't find it, you know somewhere where you fall in between. And once you know kind of where the ballpark is, you can kind of work with that. I feel like this video, I've been rambling a lot and I apologize. This is my first time trying to do like an informative video. So I was really trying to get as much information in it as I could without it being like super duper long. I'm not good at explaining stuff. I feel like once I get into it, I just start talking and rambling and just getting off on tangents. If y'all like these type of videos and y'all want to see me do more informative videos trying to explain to y'all different things that I've learned through my natural hair journey, things that I think is important to natural hair and getting to know your hair, then let me know because I definitely will be up for it. If you want to learn more about your hair, like the porosity and the density and things like that, I can make videos on those too. Those are a little less entertaining. Not saying this one was entertaining at all because it probably wasn't. But once we start talking about other things too, it might not. They're a little bit harder to understand. So it might be a little harder for me to explain and a little bit harder for y'all to grasp because it took me a while to understand them too, especially porosity. That was a hard concept for me to wrap my mind around. If y'all are interested, definitely let me know. But that's pretty much it for this video. I don't think I have anything else left to say. If y'all like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like, what's your issue? No, I'm just kidding. I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know if there's anything else that y'all want me to do and comment it down below. Bye.